Okay, cool. So, wait, this is not even the weakest one. This is number 6 in the list. No, number 5. Number 5. Let's start with number 5 out of 6 because that seems like a good place to start. The Adele. Let's just do the little rundown that I usually do with Project CRA, I guess. So we start with party status. That's not very important here. Correct equips. So I got people who were asking what my character's status was all around. Show you the stat window, I guess, right here. So stat window, we're about just clearing the 32k stat, and this is our stat window. This is with the link skills on because I just did a boss, so that's my inner ability right there. The Adele and the Arc are the two characters that have inner abilities that are essentially set for the long term, with the drop in the mezzo and then something usable as a third line. All the other characters basically have bossing inner abilities, what I would call them. So let's see where this character is at. So we have a goo totem from the event, and otherwise I don't really mess around with totems. I usually wait until Dark Lords of Darkness to go hard, and if there's no Dark Lord of Darkness, I just ignore totems pretty much completely. So we have it's standard 17 star, 2-line legendary, two rings that we're going for mezzo and drop at some point. Rolled 27, so those are 27 rolls. What is this? 4 attack, 3 strength. Not too bad. Rolled a really nice cup flame on this guy. And yeah, 4 sets superior. This is still the fake arcane from the compensation way back, so that one is not moving for a while. Transposed. Pennant. You know, and like slightly more than 2-line on the accessories is ideal because they have fewer junk lines, right? The arcane, that was arcane. The CRA up to 19 stars with OK Flame. Keeping the potential at epic or unique is fine because at legendary they roll for shit. So 2 useful lines, legendary, something on the flame, 2 useful lines. That's basically the idea for all of this. This one has some extra dex. This one is just 9% strength, but it's got 100 on the flames, so no, it kind of compensates. Still in Tyrant stuff because I don't like the weeklies for Absolab, so as much as I can avoid that, I will avoid that. And it's not really necessary. I'm pretty sure you can get to the point of Hard Lucid, Hard Will ready if I just, dot my I's and cross my T's on everything rather than going into Ebzo, which is going to get replaced with Arcane then anyway. Either I make the jump here to 20 star or 21 star Absolab, whichever I decide to do, or I go for 19 Arcane. I don't see 17 star Arcane as an option anymore. It's not good enough to be worth the effort and the money. Unless you get really lucky and you get a bunch of drops, I think if you go Arcanes, you have to go at least 19. If you're going to put all the effort into going Arcanes, it has to go 19 or higher. Otherwise, it's better to just go 20 Abzos or 21 Abzos. It's cheaper and better access and stronger than 17 Arcanes. Just 5 set Abzo, or 4 set Abzo, I mean. 3 set Arcane, 4 set Abzo, once, and then the weapon always wants to be Arcane, of course. Why 19? Because 17 to 19 is basically free. Very low on booms, and it's huge on gains. But you do need backups, so that's why it's significantly different. 19 to 21 is the next big jump, and that one is very risky and very expensive. So I would see 17 is one, 19 is one step, and 21 is another step. 20 is kind of like an in-between step because of Transfer Hammer, and then 22 is like the final step. And I think you always have to decide where you're going to be at with those steps. You're never going to have like a whole bunch of 18 stuff. They'll just be so in between heaven and earth, So, yeah, so this one ended up rolling 27 as well. Very nice. I had a 17-star scroll, and I had nothing to use it on, so I made an Absolab shoulder on this guy. So I have 1 Absolab piece, but yeah, it's not doing that much. Plus, there's no real set bonus anymore that was to speak of, It was going to be below this one anyway, so I thought might as well. Although, I don't know if I still have a shoulder. Yeah, if I compare to the shoulder, yeah, see, it's still a decent difference because there was no potential on the other one. But it's not a huge difference, if I worked on the potential. But yeah, so it's also not that necessary. Still using those Necro gloves, which of course, 42 intellect rib. Am I? Okay, I just realized that I have to roll this because I have getting 0 from my heart. I didn't know I was in the middle of rolling this. Don't worry, I'll roll that. This is going to be, for the status of my account, this should be at least 21, but probably 27 because heart has the least amount of junk lines. So I'll make a mental note to re-roll this one. Don't worry. Yeah, this one has got 15, so that's nice. I have 2 secondaries. This one is, I was basically just rolling between the two, and I kept rolling a bunch of IED and boss damage lines. So I ended up with this one for bossing, 75 boss with 30 IED. And then for mobbing, I have this one, although the Kana is strong enough to be able to even always kill with this. You really only have to start switching to this if you're trying to do like Cernium and above, you know. Other than that, an Adele is going to have no problems killing literally everything with all of your skills with something that doesn't even give any percentage attack, so that's totally fine. 7-day Monster Parker, Crystal Ventus Badge, and then Emblem with 2-line attack and 1-line damage. That's about as good as you can hope for without going for actual 3-line, plus you don't need IED on the Adele, so this is totally fine. And then, you know, full drop set, full meso set, few items with double strength. That's always nice. That helps out. So I had these pieces pre-made. I could send these further and then transfer into 20-star Abzo, but I haven't really decided to go for that yet. I've got a black beam mark on spare if I want to, you know, dedicate this one to damage, and then I'll just roll this one for drop rate to take its place. Oh yeah, and this one has double strength as well. Got pretty lucky with that. 3 pieces with 18%, so that helps make sure that you don't need all that much damage when you're mobbing. Yeah, and then, you know, one of those Dominators with OK Flames that wasn't quite good enough to transpose, but also a little bit too good to get rid of. That ends up being like your temporary damage Dominator, and then switches into becoming a drop rate Dominator after you transpose and settle this as your damage set. So that's pretty much what that character is using in terms of equips. But yeah, I'll throw some cubes at that one. It's a good thing to double check here, so we can double check. Yeah, if I ever say Kana, don't worry, I don't ever play Kana, so if I say Kana, I mean Adele. Too many A's. If it has an A in it, it's the same class. Arc, also the same class. Potions, ammo, links. Oh yeah, so for links I use the regular, I guess. The bossing links pretty straightforward. If you're doing Culvert, you can move Spirit of Freedom out for something else with more damage. Probably for the core aura or something. But other than that, you know, pretty straightforward setup. Maybe more critical rate if you need it, you know, if you're not that high on the crit, throw in a Phantom if you need it. Legion regular as always. Standard Legion setup. Familiar setup is horrible for all characters except for my Arc, honestly. The 215 IEDs and a large item drop rate, then that's it. I think I've got some healing. I don't know if I have healing actually. No, I don't think this guy even has any healing, so you know that's what we're working with. And regular guild skills, hyper stats are set pretty standard. 3 on strength, 3 on attack, and everything else. 12, 10, 11, 12. Slamming it in the middle here to get to that 69 critical damage. Hell yeah. Critical damage was notoriously very low for Adele, so anything you can do to get critical damage on Adele is very valuable. Including, of course, eventually getting extra critical damage on the gloves. Yep. And then the V matrix is pretty standard for, I think, a class at this point. Boost nodes pretty much maxed, maybe like 1 level off here and there, but you know, eventually if you open some nodes, it'll max out very easily. The skill nodes anywhere from like level 5 to level 10. This one has been a little bit unlucky, I guess, but yeah, most of them like go around this. If you really want to start squeezing out damage and really contributing to Hard Lucid, it'll be a matter of like throwing in like 1,000, 2,000 nodes at it to get these skill nodes leveled up. But other than that, you're in a good position here. Also, if you're going to be stuck at 250 for a while, you might want to open up extra slots, you know, make sure you can get a Penetrable Skin in there, maybe Holy Symbol in there at all times. But, you know, that's just like personal decisions on what you want to throw in there. But other than that, this is totally fine for 250, especially in Adele, who's, you know, kind of low maintenance in the leveling, and you can just throw your face at your keyboard and just get your levels out of there, you know. So I guess that's what my fifth highest character, my Adele, is currently at.